style. Ringo TV. Ringo TV. Ringo TV.
Welcome to another edition of Black Male Advice TV. I'm your host, Ringo. Make sure you click the like button, subscribe, and support the content.
Welcome, everyone, to Black Male Advice TV. I'm your host, Ringo. And on today, we have a very interesting topic for you. We'll be discussing the topic of why are educated women taking advice from Kevin Samuels? Why? This is a question that must be answered. We must examine this case. Because in today's day, our women pride themselves on going to college and achieving a higher experience of learning, gathering degree after degree, claiming that they are educated, that they have the ability to make quality decisions, that they own businesses, property, homes, and cars. But it seems like with all of that knowledge, with all the degrees, they have no husband. Isn't that interesting? I noticed that in these YouTube streets, a lot of black women are showing themselves to be very foolish. They want advice on relationships. They want to have answers. And it seems like with all of their education, they keep going to people that can't help them. Which brings us to Kevin Samuels, a man who publicly said on the Vlad TV program that he is the product of a single mother, a man in whom have 2 failed marriages, a man whose father was a whoremonger male. Ladies, would you take advice from a homeless man who is sleeping in a box in the winter, freezing, and he have a sign on his box claiming that he can teach you how to be successful? Will you listen to him? The truth of the matter is you won't. You would walk by. You will act like you don't see him. You will ignore him. Because when you look at a homeless man, you don't see success, you see failure. Ladies, why is it that the modern woman who is educated take advice from a man who have 2 failed marriages? Logically speaking, one would consider that if a man have 2 failed marriages, certainly it means that he can't hold a relationship. Why would a man who is high value have 2 divorces? Why would these women want to leave such a high value man? You see, ladies, when a man have failed relationships, it says that he's a failure. But you ladies believe that you're educated, right? Why would an educated woman take advice from a man that have no wife, no success, no long-term relationship, absolutely no results? Ladies, are you really educated? Are you really smart? You would think that black women would be making better decisions in today's day. But they don't. Ladies, let me help you out. Kevin Samuels' father brought forth multiple children in this world. He was a whoremonger male who got multiple women pregnant. Kevin Samuels said this on the Vlad TV program, that he is the result of a single mother and he's the only child, which means that Kevin Samuels' father impregnated his mother and other women. Kevin Samuels went on to say that him and his father never really had a father-son relationship. Ladies, why would you take advice from a man whose father impregnated multiple women and didn't stay around for the party? You would think that Kevin Samuels' mission would be to speak against black men who impregnate women, creating single mothers. When you really think about this, Kevin Samuels' mother was a single mother. And who made her a single mother? His father. So Kevin Samuels' father made Kevin Samuels' mother a single mom. But when we look at Kevin Samuels' broadcast, he seemed to always want to go in on the single mothers. He always liked to talk about the single mother is the problem. The single mother is the one with the issues. He goes on and he tells men that, it's a bad deal to be with a woman who is a single mother because she brings baggage to the table. Well, Kevin Samuels' mom was a single mother at the results of being with Kevin Samuels' father, who is a whoremonger male. So why Kevin Samuels don't focus on black men who abuse black women, using them for sexual pleasure, leaving them with babies? Why do Kevin Samuels ignore the men but focus all his attention on single mothers, blaming women for the amount of children they have, as if though women can get pregnant by themselves? The truth is, Kevin Samuels' father was a failure. And the apple don't fall too far from the tree. You see, people, what you must understand is that in this culture, women are very foolish. They seem to always fall victim to the nonsense. Ladies, you must understand that Kevin Samuels is in the business of taking advantage of your dysfunction. He's in business of using you to profit while never giving you any results whatsoever. You see, ladies, You want a high-value man. You want a man that have an abundance of wealth, an abundance of supply, a man that can pay all your bills. And you dream about this illusion of a man, a unicorn, one who don't exist. And because Kevin Samuels recognized that the black woman is extremely foolish, he play on your mind, he play on your emotions, and he have you all worked up believing that you have an opportunity to be with such high value man. When the truth is you don't. Because in many of Kevin Samuels' broadcasts, he talked about how that women over 30, women in their 40s, is in no man's land and the danger zone. Which means that you're not going to have a man. So why do you ladies continually call into his show only to be exploited? Why? It makes no sense whatsoever. The other day I made a poll for both men and women, and I would like to share that with you. The first poll I made was to the brothers. It goes as follows. Brothers, would you take advice from a man on how to get women and have a relationship success when he have no wife and get no women? Think about that. Would you take advice from a man on how to get women and have relationship success when he have no wife and get no women? The men, 90% said no, 10% said yes. Now we all know that whoever voted yes was a troll. Because no man in his right mind would take advice from a man that have no success with women. How could you teach me how to deal with women when you as a man have no women? It makes no sense at all. So with that being said, it's very clear that men make quality decisions when it comes to relationships. We won't take advice from a man that have nothing but failure. But when it comes to women, it's very interesting. I told the sisters, why are women so foolish to put their trust in a male with 2 divorces and no relationship results? 25% said because they're idiots. 4% because they're educated. But 72% said because they're desperate for attention. You see, the modern woman is desperate. She seek out attention from every man, from every platform, from every source. Attention is her drug. It is her choice to seek desperately, even when being exploited. Even when being bashed. She will call into shows knowing that many other women have been exploited, bashed, and belittled. She will call in looking for advice as a man asks her for her dress size, how much she weigh, how many children she have, knowing that she will be the laughing stock of YouTube. Why do women put themselves in these situations? Ladies, a man that have 2 divorces should tell you that that man is not qualified to speak to you when it comes to relationships. You see, if I don't have a relationship, if I don't have success, then I can't help you, ladies. Why can't you see that? Why can't you women understand that you should never take advice from people that don't have success? Black men know better. We know not to take advice from a man on how to date women or how to have women when the man got no women. But when we look at the modern black woman, they flock to Kevin Samuels' show every single time he go live, only to be belittled. Ladies, show me one single mother that view and support Kevin Samuels that got married to a high-value man. Not one. Over 950,000 subscribers strong, and not one single mother have a successful marriage because of Kevin Samuels. Why? Why are women so foolish? Going down to Kevin Samuels' show is a waste of time, but when you're desperate for attention, when you're desperate to be seen of men, you will degrade yourself just to show your coworkers that you was on his show, just so that you can have a sound effect played. It's all entertainment for the modern woman. While you remain home single, with no husband, alone, bitter, mad at the world. Because of your choices, you have destroyed your soul. For listening to a man that got no results. It makes no sense at all. But you want a marriage. You want a long-term successful marriage. You want to toast your champagne glasses together. Oh, no, no, no. You must understand, ladies. You are being played. You have been deceived by Satan because of your rebellion. Because you are haughty and because you are stiff-necked, you will remain single for the rest of your life. And in the process, Kevin Samuels will continue to make money off of your dysfunction because you're foolish. You're not really as smart as you think you are, for if you were, you would not call in. You see, women that truly have value do not call into Kevin Samuels' show because they know better. They're educated. They recognize a scam artist. They recognize a man that has nothing but failed relationships isn't the kind of man you go to. Why would you go to a therapist who needs therapy? Why would you go to a doctor who is unhealthy? Why would you go to a bum homeless man for financial advice? It makes no sense. So why, ladies? Why do you go to a man with 2 failed marriages, ladies? Failure. 2 divorces. Wake up! Why do you continually waste your time? hoping and praying for a high-value man that will never show up. The other day, someone came into my community section under my posts and wrote the following. The hate for Kevin Samuels is real out here. The man was married twice and was a stepfather, and his advice exposes the current dating market. That's what that troll posted. But what I say is this. Kevin Samuels' advice didn't expose the current dating market. It exposed the fact that black men are wicked as hell. Because it was a black man who impregnated Kevin Samuels' mother. And that same black man impregnated many more women. And he wasn't a father in Kevin Samuels' life. So the problem that Kevin Samuels should have is with his father. Why do he focus on the women? Why do he abuse the black woman? Why do he continually bash the single mother and try to make her out to be a problem based on her choices when Kevin Samuels' mom made the choice to lay down with his father? How dare he? How dare he judge any black woman when his own mother made a horrible choice for a man? For it was Kevin Samuels' mother who chose his father. She opened her legs and allowed a deadbeat whoremonger male to impregnate her. And he was not in Kevin Samuels' life, and he was not in all the other children that he fathered. Why is it, ladies, that you can't see the truth? It's because you are blind, and you don't want the truth. You want your emotions stroked. You want to have your ears tickled. You don't want no understanding. That's the last thing you want. You want people to tickle your ears and tell you a bunch of garbage. That's what you want. But I'm here to tell you that when it comes to Kevin Samuels, the mission he should have is against black men who impregnate black women and leave them with babies. Kevin Samuels said on the Vlad TV show that his father was not there. He'd never had a father-son relationship. And he went on to talk about that his own father had over 10 children! How could you sit online, talk about black women and how much kids they have, when your own father failed you? When your own father left you? How dare you talk about women? You should be talking about your father, for he was a failure. He failed you. He was a whoremonger. He left your mom to die. Left her to be a single mother. You were a product of a single mother, yet you have the nerve to talk about single mothers as if though they're all trash, a waste of time, and they're in the danger zone. And all the while, you let your father off the hook. He's innocent in your book. He did nothing wrong. Imagine that, ladies. Kevin Samuels talks so much about women and have absolutely nothing to say about black men. What a hypocrite. You would think a man that is the product of a single mother, the product of a father who is never there, you would think that a man's message would be to teach black men to be accountable for their actions, to hold black men to the fire and make them understand that your family and your children should be of great importance. But no! Kevin Samuels decided the best way I can make money is to exploit black women because I know that my own mother was a single mom, and I realized that even though my father was a whoremonger, I'm not gonna focus on men. I'm gonna focus on women so that I can make money off of their dysfunction. And because women are so easily deceived, so easily manipulated, they continually call into Kevin Samuels' broadcast over and over and over again. They come on his program looking a hot mess, and he allow them to. He talk about presenting yourself on camera, and image is everything. But most of the women who call in, he view them, and he makes sure that when it's a woman who is not attractive, a woman who is looking very, very questionable, a woman who is dressed out of the ordinary, a woman who is looking trashy, he makes sure that he blow her up on the screen, make the image appealing to everyone so that we can laugh. Because it's all entertainment. And you ladies can't see. Shame on you sisters who call into a program designed to bash you. A program that can't help you. None of you single mothers that call into Kevin Samuels' show will ever have a high-value man. So stop wasting your time. You are wasting your time because he don't care about you women. He don't respect black women. He don't love black women. So why do you sisters continue the madness? Kevin Samuels tell you sisters that you need therapy. But the truth is a man like him, who never had his father, needs therapy more than you. He's in need of therapy. He talked about another sister who pretty much came on his program. I believe it was on an IG video. And this young lady was in her early 20s and she talked about how she was the only child. And Kevin Samuels said that that woman suffers from the only child syndrome. And he went on to say that women or men that are only childs who suffer from the only child syndrome are very selfish people. What a coincidence! Because Kevin Samuels is an only child. And as an only child, he is extremely selfish. The only person that Kevin Samuels is concerned with is himself. He don't care about you. He don't care about your life. He don't. Ladies, time is running out for all of you because you're wasting your time. Your focus is calling in on a program that cannot help you at all. Why do you waste your time? It makes no damn sense. You want the white dress, the diamond ring, walking down the aisle. You want to hear, "You may now kiss the bride," but it will never happen for you. Because you are delusional, you are asleep in the matrix. You are sleeping. The truth of the matter is that the modern woman don't want to hear the truth. She would rather hear a lie. She would rather hear a lie that is sweet, a lie that will make her feel better about her misery. The modern woman is crying in her soul, hoping that one day perhaps she will find love, but it will never happen. Ladies, as I say again, Kevin Samuels is the result of a single mother who had the audacity to allow a man to impregnate her with a male child who is out here doing the work of the devil. Many people are calling Kevin Samuels the Godfather. When a man allow people to call him the Godfather, he have exalted himself above the Most High, and he will be brought low. Ladies, if you continue to listen to Kevin Samuels, you will grow old and you will never find a man. Because of your haughty behavior, because of your superficial nature, your laundry list of what you expect of a man, you will never find a quality man. Take my advice, ladies. Turn from the likes of Kevin Samuels. No longer be blinded by the flamboyance, the suits, the lighting. It's an illusion designed to lure you in and then to take your soul. None of you at the sound of my voice will take advice from a homeless man who's teaching you how to earn money when he have no money. So ladies, how can you take advice from a man that have no results? Is it the success that make you a believer? Is it the shiny suits that make you a believer? You see, ladies, if you are truly educated, what you should be looking for when you look at a Kevin Samuels is, where is your wife? You should be asking the question, Kevin, why is it that you have no wife, but you're trying to give me advice on relationships. It would make sense that if you're given advice for relationships, that you should have success in these areas. For Kevin Samuels loved to talk about how, as a high-value man, you should be making about $10,000 a month. And he claimed that you should be watching for your network, and you should be useful for the team, and you should have 10 stacks a month for at least 5 years. But when we look at Kevin Samuels' relationships, they're all failure. On the Vlad TV program, Kevin Samuels said that his first marriage only lasted about a year and change. Now, how is it that a man can be married to a woman for only a year and have the audacity to tell you women what you need to do to get a man? Think about that. And then he had the nerve to talk about his second marriage, how it ended because of irreconcilable differences. That's all BS. He told Vlad, I don't want to talk about this. I just don't want to talk about it. Why? Why you don't want to talk about it? You see, ladies, Kevin Samuels' father was a failure with women, and so is his son. Like father, like son. Kevin Samuels' father was a whoremonger male who impregnated his mom with him and fathered multiple children and wasn't in the lives of these children. And as a result, Kevin Samuels grew bitter. And he had a deep hatred for women, a deep hatred for his own mother. But what's ironic about this is that Kevin Samuels don't have nothing to say about black men. He had nothing to say about black men who create single mothers. For it's the black man that impregnate these women. For it's the black man who deliver the seed. It's the black man who is the creator of single motherhood. And with all of that, Kevin Samuels blamed women for their choices. My question to Kevin Samuels is, if you blame women for their choices, blame your mother for having your father! Blame her for making the choice to lay with your deadbeat dad who wasn't there for you! How dare you speak up against women and have nothing to say about your sorry father? That sorry man who impregnated your mom and left. That sorry specimen of a man that was not in your life. And you're wondering why you're so effeminate. You're wondering why you're so girly. Because your father wasn't there. You are not qualified to talk about our women. You are not qualified to talk on relationships. For you are a failure. You have 2 divorces. You have no success in relationships. You don't even have a marriage under your belt that lasts 5 years. You hypocrite! Ladies, You have a choice to make. You can either listen to the truth that I'm sharing, or you can continue to follow the likes of Kevin Samuels, who will lead you to the dark side, keeping you single, never able to find love. And with all the talk, with all of the videos, with all the bashing, all of you women are still single with no man. Why do you continue? Why? Why do you continually cause yourself to be abused? Wake up, ladies. Wake up from the misery. Wake up from the illusion. Kevin Samuels is all about an image. He's not real. He have no success in relationships. He have no wife. He have no woman in his life, but he talks about high value. How could a man be of high value and have no woman? No girl, nothing, not a one. And you are taking advice? You're calling in his show? And he have no relationship? Ladies, you're not smart at all. I would expect you educated women to call in on the show, or at least partake on channels where you have men that are actually married and have a family and have success. I would assume that educated women would flock to those channels. But no, the modern woman loves attention and fame. And she flocks to all the channels where everybody is famous so that she could get her 5 minutes of fame, only to live a life of misery all alone as a single mother struggling, never able to have any sort of success with a man. And you want to know what also is funny about Kevin Samuels' show? Anytime a young lady called in who is probably around 21, 22, he loved to tell these younger sisters that they're too young to understand the topic or the discussion. My question is, if the 21 and 22-year-old is too young to talk about the issues or deal within a topic, then at what age are they mature enough to partake? Because we all know that women over 30 are in the danger zone. We all know that women are pushing 40 are in no man's land. So if all of those women are finished, then basically Kevin Samuels is saying that women that are in their mid-20s are the only option for success. But if that was the case, why Kevin Samuels don't have regular programs where nothing but young women are calling in and they're being hooked up with men in marriages?
What?
Oh no, you would never have that, because that wouldn't make any money. Having young sisters that are without child, single women that have no children, wouldn't be entertaining. Because we need drama. We need women that have baggage. We need to make women feel dumb. We need to exploit women. And you really can't exploit a single woman who is in her prime with no children. There's no money to be made in that. That's why he never pushed that. The only thing Kevin Samuels seemed to push are women who are hitting the wall, women that have multiple kids out of wedlock, women who have kids, but yet they're in the danger zone, no man's land, and they're overweight, unattractive, these are the women Kevin Samuels are focused on. For without them, there is no show. For without them, there is nothing entertaining. For without them, people won't laugh. Not at all. So Kevin Samuels need foolish women to call in on his program to take advantage of their dysfunction. Wow. You would think that educated women would have already done settled down. You would think that these women would not even waste their time. But it seemed like every other night, every other week, we have a new victim who calls in on the Kevin Samuels program only to be belittled, bashed, and look like a fool. Anyway, I got business to take care of, so I appreciate you joining this premiere as we take a dive into the atmosphere of understanding why educated women take advice from Kevin Samuels. The truth is, they take advice because they are desperate for attention. They are so desperate for attention. They truly believe that they have a shot with a high-value man. Ladies, wake up. There are no high-value men for you. See, ladies, if you were really educated, you would have done your math. If high-value men represent 8% of men, or 3%, and you factor in black men, you probably only have about 1% of men that are high-value men. And none of these men desire you, so you are wasting your time. With that being said, make sure you like the video, share the content, and without further ado, I ask one more time, why, sisters, why do you take advice from a man that have 2 divorces, failed relationships, the product of a single mother, and one who have a father who wasn't in his life, a father who brought forth over 10 children in the world and wasn't there for none of his kids, and this same dysfunctional male, as he is going through a lot of turmoil inside due to the lack of a father, bringing him up in a world of trouble, under the roof of a single mother who raised him to be effeminate. This is the man that you choose to give you advice, knowing he have no success, knowing he have no relationship experience that could teach you anything. Because the only thing he know is failure. His first marriage only lasted a year. What a shame. And yet you ladies really believe that if you tune in, he's going to give you the advice you need to have a long-term successful relationship when he don't got one. How foolish are you ladies? How foolish could you be? You are the laughing stock of YouTube. People only come to his show to be entertained by your foolishness. Oh, my. Ladies, it's time for you to make a choice. It's time for you to unplug from the likes of Kevin Samuels. With that said, thanks for viewing the broadcast. Thanks for participating. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share so that other women out there can somehow wake up to the truth. Kevin Samuels is a cancer to the community. He's dangerous for our women. But sadly, many more of you foolish women will continue because you are desperate for attention. I'm out, y'all. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $RingoTV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/RingoTVRaw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at RingoTVRaw.
This is Black Male Advice TV, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut.